How much do I need to practice to get good at guitar? This is the first question most of my students ask me. And the answer isn't a number, though I will give you a good starting point. It changes based on your schedule and your goals. So here's how to learn the music you want to play in the time that you actually have. Number 1, stop overcommitting. I can't tell you how many students come to me in the first week of the semester and assure me that they're going to have 2 hours to practice 5 days a week and that they're going to be able to keep that up through the whole semester. That idea is dead by week 2. It's really great to have this thought, and it is great to practice long for sometimes, but it's so important to choose something that is sustainable for you. So before you even think about how long should you be practicing, you need to sit down with your schedule. The best thing that you can do is look at your next week and be honest. Start with the number of days. In the next week, 1 week from right now, how many days are you sure you can commit to practicing guitar? And then within each of those days, how long do you actually have? Now, if you have some days that are long, maybe it's an hour and a half, 2 hours, like awesome, definitely do that, and we'll talk about what you can do with that time. But even if one of these days is just 5, 10, 15 minutes, a tiny little bit as a check-in point, that's going to be valuable. But this is the most important thing that I can tell you. Start looking at the time you actually have, set it aside honestly so that you can stick with it, and then decide what to do with that time. Now, when you're making those decisions, we have 2 levers that we can pull that are going to affect the way that we practice. One is the amount of time, and the second is the frequency. If I have a 10-minute practice, I can use that really well, but it's going to look totally different from a 2-hour practice. And the same thing, if I can only practice 1 day this week, I can do something meaningful, but it's very different from practicing 7 days a week. First, let's talk about the amount of time. Now, in one way, a short practice is actually kind of easy to decide what to do with. The thing is, you want to pick one focused thing to work on. That could be a technique that you're doing, it could be playing through scales or trying to raise the speed of it, or it could be that there's a song that you're working on and you have one specific spot you want to fix. The thing is, the less time you have, the more focused your single moment of practice needs to be, and that's totally fine. Now, as you start to get more and more time, you get a couple of options, and here's how I would look at this. If you have, let's say, only 10 minutes or less to practice in a day, I would really strictly pick one thing. If you've got maybe up to a half an hour, you might pick either 2 or 3 things or one longer thing, and then beyond that, it's really whatever you would like to do. But here's your options. 1, pick a bunch of small individual points. Now, regardless of how you're practicing, I always think the best idea is not to just play through a big chunk of something or try to work on 5 problems at the same time. No, you want to look at what's the biggest single moment, like single note or single travel between 2 notes that's actually giving me trouble in the thing that I'm playing. Let me focus on that. And in a longer practice, you can simply have a longer list of problem spots. In fact, it's a great idea to make some notes as you're practicing what problem spots you run into so that you can even just have those on the go. And the next time you practice or pick up to practice, you can say, okay, this gave me trouble last time. Let me sit down and see if I can make some progress with it today. That's always going to be a good use of time. But some things just take more time. On the one hand, you might have a really hard problem to work out where you've got a lot of decisions to make. Sometimes you're working on a piece and there are 3 or 4 different ways that you could finger it, or different places that you could play it on the instrument. And it's just going to take time to try all those options and see which one feels best. Or the same thing could happen if you are just playing a piece for the first time. It might take a while to actually get through it. I remember once I was playing a concerto for a competition, and the actual movement itself was 6 minutes long, but the first time I read through it, it took me about 45 minutes, and I just needed that to think through what I was seeing the whole time. Now, to actually put that into practice, let's think about where we started. Remember, don't say these are the things I need to get done this week unless you actually have the time to commit to do them. Instead, you decided, here's how long I have to practice, and now you know what you can fill that time with. If you have a couple long practices, maybe it's a good week to start on a new piece or 2, or to do that experimentation you were hoping on. If you really only have a couple short times to check in, I wouldn't start anything new. I would just keep moving on some small focused points from songs that you've already been working on. But no matter how long you practice, you will lose the progress you make if you don't pay attention to the next point, frequency. Okay, forget about guitar for a second. Have you ever had a time when you have just put a ton of work into something in the course of a day? Maybe you've crammed for a presentation or an exam or something else that you needed to do, and then you go a while without touching it. Days, weeks, months, and you completely forget everything that you did. I mean, I spent a couple hours at the gym months ago, and it's not really doing me any good right now. The same thing happens on the guitar. If you sit down today and put 3 or 4 hours into practicing, that's awesome, and you're probably gonna get a lot done. And if you don't touch your guitar again for another week, you're gonna lose almost all of the work that you actually did. So one of the things that happens with frequency is it's about minimizing the amount of loss between our practice sessions. Every time you finish a practice and put your guitar down, you're going to lose a little bit of that edge the next time you pick it up. That's pretty unavoidable, and honestly, it's fine because your starting point is also going to be higher than it was today. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, would you consider liking and subscribing? It's one of the best ways that YouTube knows that you've enjoyed it and that it's worth showing it to other people too. And if you're really enjoying it, I'd love if you wanted to connect with me on Patreon. You can find a link down in the description, and I've got a lot more tips to how to practice, some music that you can download, and I'd love to be able to talk with you about your own questions and your own guitar journey. So to put that into practice, let me just say this: frequency is more important than time. I would much rather see you have a small check-in practice of just 5 or 10 minutes on a day that you otherwise would have missed. It's fine if you have really long sessions, but 2 hours once a week is not as valuable as 10 minutes every day. That said, back to that first principle. Only commit to what you can actually accomplish. So let's say that you do only have 1 or 2 days in a week that you can practice. How should you let your frequency affect what you work on? Well, again, you're going to need different amounts of touch points throughout the week, depending on the things that you're playing. And I would again say that the more you are developing an initial skill or learning something, the more frequently you're going to need to play it. It's very much like going to some kind of boot camp, whether it's for getting into shape or for learning a new skill, or it's a literal boot camp. You tend to put all of your time into the thing that you're doing for a while. You need to really immerse yourself into it fully so that you can start developing habits and they can maintain through those times that you can't check in with them as regularly. Well, the same thing, if I'm learning a brand new song, I might want to be able to check in on that every day. If I'm learning a brand new skill, I don't want to go too long between times that I'm actually working on it. So again, if I can practice even for a couple minutes every day, I can probably make progress on something new. But if I can only touch it once or twice a week, then actually what I want to do is I want to spend that time on the things that are in more maintenance mode. The farther along you get with a piece, the less you really need to hit it every day. If I just performed something last week, it's really less about polishing it more for tomorrow and more about just not forgetting how to play it. So when you have those problems with little frequency, maybe just work on the maintenance things. So you can tell that there are a few variables in there based on where you are in a piece, how new it is, how familiar you are with it. And by the way, I have a PDF down below that you can find in the description called the 7-minute practice routine. And it's my advice for organizing a practice session, just like we're talking about, using those different stages and using the amount of time that you have. So go check that out below. So putting this all together, I think one of the most helpful things that you can do is to start by taking a minute and plotting out your week. How much time do you have? What things are you working on right now? Is this a good week for you to add a new piece to juggle? Or is it a better week to just kind of keep going with the things that you have right now? I would try to think, if you have a couple pieces that you're working on simultaneously, try to spread them out throughout the week so that you don't go too many sessions without hitting the same thing. If you have 3 long sessions and 3 songs that you're working on, I wouldn't do song 1 the first time, song 2 the second time, song 3 the third time, because you're gonna lose most of that work. I would rather do a little bit of work on each song each time so that they actually stay under your fingers. Now, finally, I told you at the beginning that I was going to give you a good baseline. Hopefully, you now have the power to answer for yourself how much you should be practicing to make progress. But if you want to know a good starting point, at least 4 days a week, at least a half hour of practice. More is definitely better if you can consistently afford it, but 30 minutes is enough to do a proper warm-up and to properly delve into 1 or 2 problem spots, and 4 days a week is to make sure that you're not going too long without hitting anything that you're actually working on. But all this planning and organizing of how much you're going to play and how often is kind of useless if you don't actually practice well during that time. And that's why I made this video. It talks about what you can be doing in every practice session, no matter how long or short it is. It's going to make sure that it has the right structure so that you can always make progress and avoid burnout so that you want to pick up your guitar again tomorrow for that frequency. I'll see you there.